Disc Golf Answer Man podcast. If you're new to the podcast, some of you misunderstood what the video portion was. And this is where you're just kind of plugged into us to tune into when we actually start the recording of the audio podcast. So if it seems a little like not organized or just, very relaxed, it's because it's relaxed and not very organized as we get ready. So we're going to have Tyler Searle come in. He's going to sneak in through here.
Yeah.
He's going to get on there, and Anthony's going to test his mic. Make sure you can put your headphones on if you'd like, Mr. Tyler Searle.
Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. What is this? The 5 4 7 in the roughneck business. Bobby, you know that one.
I did not know that.
You trying to take my rapping career? I'm the rapper here.
I think it's just that seat.
Who's ever sitting there has to be the rapper. How's everybody doing on YouTube? Checking in with the YouTubes. We got people.
Low volume. Levels seem really low. Audio is low. This is true.
Console? Did you check? Did you up it on the console?
Need audio.
Bobby, y'all always do a good job. Might not be tight, but it's right. Oh, I like that. Might not be tight, but it's right.
Dang.
Oh, you're right.
Exclusively will not be tight. But
Alex, volume is low. I have spoken.
It is decided.
Mandalorian. Running a food drive tomorrow in Far West Kansas at an EMAG design course in Tribune. Awesome.
Is it snowing in Far West Kansas yet?
I don't know. Is it snowing over there? Someone says much better, so whatever you did. Oh, Joe says still low volume, better. Okay, so we've got a mixed.
Low volume, better now. Pump up the jams, better. There we go.
Pump
there it
up
goes.
the jams, pump it up while your feet are stomping.
And the jam is pumping.
Go ahead and
get that party jumping.
Something like that.
Yep, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I actually hand wrote the lyrics to that song on a piece of notebook paper.
Why would you do that?
So I could get them all right when I was in 5th grade. On the playground, you got to keep those lyrics. Got to be tight.
The other song that came on that was on one of my '90s mixes. Why waste your time when you know you're going to be mine? You know you're going to be mine.
I don't know if I have that one.
I know that one. I'm familiar with that one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm familiar with that one. That wasn't the best recreation. What?
I was going for perfection. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, it was close.
Not even the da-da-da-da-da-das?
Call it a 9 out of 10.
Not even that part?
I can see the video, but I can't, it's like a psychedelic video. Is that right?
I don't remember. I'm going to get you. Yes, I am. I'm going to get you, baby.
Whoa. Oh, man. I didn't know it was going to be this kind of party.
It doesn't take long
I would have
for Robert's amusement to wane when I do my singing.
He just starts sending emails.
I was working on this before we went live, okay? I'm trying to finish so I can pay attention, but if we're going to be singing, I'm going to continue going, okay?
And what you see here is Robert working.
Yeah. This happens.
All right, so where are we at? Anthony, we got everything worked out there. I've got the questions up. You got Speakpipe. How many? We shouldn't have very many Speakpipe.
Only 3.
Yeah, there's only 3. So real quick, well, I'm going to explain that once we start recording. That way our podcast audience, our audio audiences knows. Okay, so we will sit still, and we will be in the position that we are going to talk in. Do you see this cable on the video? I'm going to get you. Yes, I am. Now that's stuck in my head.
What are those neat 3D printed coasters? Is that what those are? Coasters?
What's the guy's name? I forgot it again, dude. I am so sorry if you're watching. I forgot your name. Ben Snishervisnin. Something like that. Anyway, he made this on his 3D printer, and he gave it to us, and these are pretty darn cool.
Yeah, they are cool.
And even the D's back there, and then the white D's over there, the glow-in-the-dark ones up there, he made that on his 3D printer.
Glow-in-the-dark.
So, yeah. Hey, Ty, I don't know how things are happening in Florida, but usually the headphones have to be turned around on your ear.
This is the way they do it in the studio.
This is a DJ.
Is that the DJ way?
No, for DJs,
you guys are in stereo now.
DJs, don't they usually just have it in the back like that?
They do like that.
Or or sometimes they do that. Actually, they do this. They have it like this.
And then there you go.
That's good.
Well, in the South, they do it like this.
Somebody take a screenshot. Take a screenshot.
Yeah,
if you're watching, this is your opportunity to win a disc. I'm going to give away a disc. You got to get a screenshot of me DJing. Ready? Get ready. That's it. Short window.
I got him.
I should come to Kansas on Tuesday more often.
I got him.
Fun.
I got him with the unamused face. So you're welcome.
Take a screenshot and post it to your social medias, and I'll see if I can pick a winner and send you out something from my
He'll
goodie
see if
stash.
he can.
And you got to put something like Bobby's DJ Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. There
Yeah,
you go.
DJ Cool Daddy.
DJ Slick
Breeze.
Daddy Cool Breeze. All right, we about ready?
I'm trying the split screen again because it's still doing that same thing.
All right.
This is when Robert is supposed to say, Teddy, it's ready with a 1-2 checker.
I wasn't ready though.
Rex and effects. 'Cause I'm the
Man,
Rex.
I just like my musical lexicon and Bobby's.
Oh, yeah.
They don't
I can
overlap
imagine.
a lot.
No,
I can only imagine.
Yeah. And even when they do, I'm not sure that we're talking about the same song. You know, it's hard. It's really hard to say.
All right, we have a request on the YouTube chat.
Oh, yeah, okay, hit me with it.
Joe Padilla's wife wants a "We Out Here."
Yeah, Stephanie, I would like you to know about our location. We out here.
We out here.
We out here.
We out here.
I'm a fan of the We Out Here.
Yes, we out here.
Any DD cart deals for the BA Black Friday? No, I don't think. I can't remember. I don't think for us we are able to do any deals on the cart now. I'm speaking very general. I don't know what the deal is with being able to do that. I don't know if I'm trying. What am I trying to say?
Well,
I don't know
I
what
would
you're
say
trying
that
to
we
say.
don't know if Zuka has passed along any.
That's what I'm trying to
you know,
say. I
lifted
don't
any
know enough to
restrictions against
know
Matt.
the agreement that allows us to do that stuff, but my understanding is that we don't have any agreement.
Yeah, and that's just something that we don't
However,
know.
I may be too far removed to know.
Well, I think most people would agree that you're probably too far removed to know, Bobby.
I'm just too far removed.
That's 100%.
That would be a good name for Bobby and Robert's podcast when Eric leaves with his millions from designing course. What is the name? I don't get it.
We out here.
I don't know.
Too far removed.
Too far removed, yeah. Or maybe that needs to be the name of the IPA that is being made.
I don't think split screen's gonna work.
Okay.
It's still doing that same thing.
All right. We will test that out another day. Hey, guys, if you're watching, make sure you share. Share the video. Share this out so we can get more people watching.
Tyler,
I'm now off camera.
we would like to. Well, no, I'm talking to Tyler on the chat.
Oh, sorry, Robert. Sorry,
Tyler Isbell. We're sorry for the loss of your coffee cup. You hate to see it, but sometimes you got to break things in when.
Oh, they try to break in his coffee cup.
Yeah. But thank you for watching the commercial. We had way too much fun filming it. We should put out the bloopers officially at some point. Think about it.
I mean, that would just be like a recording of your day.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's just what I do every day.
Robert's blooper reel.
Yeah.
It's a live cam.
It's
like
just
Big,
me
it's like
and my
Robert
computer.
goes on Big Brother.
And then I just delete, type again. Delete. That's me.
All right.
Do you want me to switch places with Tyler to start, so that he can be on camera for the cruise stuff? What do you want to do?
Yeah, that might be a good
Or are
idea.
you just gonna switch? You're just gonna switch back and forth on cameras?
Can you handle the switcher?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
I mean, that's literally
Sorry.
his job. So, yeah.
So that camera is going to work.
This one works.
No, the camera works, but normally we can do a split screen where
So I
all
need to
three.
not just look at them like they're.
Yeah, get your fingers out of here.
All right, so we are on. We are ready to go.
Yes.
All right, we got Scarlett Lowry, like Lowry.
Scarlett, I didn't come see you. I'm sorry.
Scarlett Lowry's on. Hi, Scarlett. How are you doing? Thanks for everything you do at the store. We about ready?
Thomas, how you can get a Disc Golf Answer Man Ballista is go to dynamicdiscs.com, go to Custom Dimax, and you can find the Disc Golf Answer Man logos there. If we have any gold line ballistas in stock, you can get that design put on there. I just got it put on a disc recently, and it looks sick.
Okay, Shane Hester.
He's quick.
I completely appreciate you putting a screenshot of DJ Cool Daddy Slick Breeze, but could you not have done it when it was the pause screen?
Doesn't look quite as good.
But thank you so much, Shane. I just think it's funny. Made me laugh. Thank you guys. All right. We'll pick a winner here in a little bit. So keep those rolling in as you see that, or as you take a Snapchat or take a screenshot. All right. Now are we ready?
I've been ready. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, wow.
I've been ready.
Wow, we out here. Gosh.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
We are ready. I thought I was ready. Let me bring up my notes real
Come
quick
on.
here. Degam.
Wait, are we ready?
Maybe we weren't as ready as I thought we were. 291. insert horizontal line. All right, just in case.
We
All
want
right.
to talk about our new time here? I guess we can do that once we start.
Yeah, I want to talk about one.
Let's get it.
Okay, ready? Great. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answer Man. I am Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. I have with me Robert, about to leave for that turkey, McCall, and Tyler.
I gotta get down on some turkey.
Take me on a cruise, Searle.
Dang.
Let's go.
He's going to.
Sail away, sail away. There we go. That's all.
Nice.
It is the chair.
Dude,
It
it could not have been an episode without Enya in here. We needed that.
We
so
needed
thank
Enya.
you.
You're welcome.
God.
All right, so
Bobby never sings Enya in that chair. Thank you, Ty.
Welcome.
That's it. I'm looking up at the library of Enya, and I'm going to be singing it all the time.
Robert's in
Dude,
big trouble.
only time you're ready. You'll like it.
So if you are a YouTube watcher and sometimes listener, we are changing our time on Tuesday to kind of try it out to see what it's like. Normally we try to go live about 1:30 p.m. Central on Tuesdays, but we're going to try out 3 p.m. Central on Tuesday just to kind of get a feel for things. Remember what we talked about earlier in the year where we were going to see how the Disc Golf Answer Man can evolve? Well, this is part of the process, and that's all we're doing. We're just changing the time. No, I'm playing. No, we're going to do a lot of other stuff. We got a lot of other ideas cooking, but right now we're just going to try it from 3 to about 4-ish and see how that works out for the show. But we also have Tyler Searle on. He is a RV driver for Latitude 64. He tries. Oh, is your new one going to be Latitude 64?
Yeah, brand new Latitude wrap coming out. Not going to be the purple machine.
Yeah.
Like kind of, it's orangey red, kind of burnt orangey red.
Dang.
Looks nice. Man, they put my autograph on it too, bro.
Nice.
Moving on up.
Dang. So burnt orangey red, like, are you trying to get kind of Florida State-ish, or what? What are you trying to do?
No, I wouldn't say it's Florida State. It was still more.
Because that still has gold in it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Garnet and gold, they say. down
Okay,
there.
yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Dumb.
I don't know.
No,
I got to be easy.
Yeah,
That's
fair enough. Yeah.
I got to slow down on that joke with you, Robert. I gotta
Yeah, that's fair.
take a step back from making fun of the garnet and gold.
Yes. Okay, that's cool. I can
Yeah.
dig it.
I don't know. It's a little orangier, but it's still bright. It looks great.
Nice.
I should have showed you guys a picture of it, because it's.
I'm excited for it.
exists.
Yeah.
So Tyler Searle has been with Dynamic Discs for quite a few years. Role has kind of not really changed a lot, but you've taken on wore different hats over your years. But in the most recent years, you've been driving around, spreading the good news of disc golf on the RV. Do you mow? Wait, you go? You
I don't mow the yard. I don't.
no,
I don't do that.
you don't go everywhere, right? You kind of stay in a certain region.
No, I mean I go everywhere. I
Okay.
haven't ever worked California, but I've been to the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
I've been to Maine, New York, and we were in Montana and Minnesota, Wisconsin this summer.
Yeah.
So everywhere for the most part outside of the Southwest. That's just their season's kind of short too, and J Ray goes there for the Memorial, so he kind of covers that. And
Yeah, well,
And
we
I
have
love
him
it,
on the
man.
show. He came to visit here for a couple of days to get some stuff done on the new Latitude 64 RV. But he's leaving here shortly. But we thought we'd have him on here to ask him a few questions about what his plans are for 2020 in the new RV. Kind of the same as before traveling.
This is
or-
gonna be different because the 2020 Am Worlds is down in Orlando this
Okay.
year, and
Oh.
that's in. No, I know y'all book your tickets now. The end of July in Orlando. Beautiful.
Is it?
If you like 110,
I do not.
thunderstorms every afternoon at 3. It's your place right there, guys.
This is
Yeah.
your place.
This
Is that in the
it.
brochures?
I think that's what the Tourism Council they put out there. It's what they lead with.
Sounds good.
But anyhow, so being that that's happening, generally, in July, I would be in Maine or Montana
Right.
or somewhere with a climate that's suitable to July. But this year, with it, coming out, of course, GBO will finish up the first weekend in May,
Right.
loosely, and so I'll kind of I'll take a little time off after that because we have Bowling Green Amateur Championships as always, and then GBO, and so I'll take a little time off after that, come back up, and I'll probably leak up into Iowa maybe before I have to start getting down towards Florida again for Am Worlds.
So for people that are kind of new to what happens in our RVs, tell us kind of exactly what it is that a RV driver does. That's you're kind of like a moving store.
Yeah, it's like a store, I consider myself, as J Ray says, we both have touring and promotion on our email tags, and I probably fall more towards a TD and an event host.
Yeah.
During the season, a lot of times, what the country calls the season, when it's summertime, I do a lot of club events midweek. I'll work every day of the week and go hang out with a different club and run a mini of sorts, whether it be a 2-disc challenge, dubs, whatever kind of full bag fling toss the club wants to do. but yeah, like you said, Bobby, it's a store. Like our RVs are loaded out. I was with a guy over in Pensacola. We were touring a minor league baseball stadium Friday, like a few days ago, and he was like, "Man, you got the best setup." And I was like, "Well, you know, these guys got good setups." He was like, "You got everything that Dynamic Disc has in the retail store." I was like, "Well, I do have that." So
Yeah.
you know,
Well, yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of other guys, you know, setups and shops, and it's getting better and better across country. Like the way that people are serving disc golfers across country is just, it's skyrocketing. It's awesome. But a lot of guys don't have the opportunity to carry a ton of hats, a ton of apparel, all that stuff. You know, discs, that's pretty common when you go to your tournaments and stuff. But we got it all, man.
So I'm going to ask you a few more questions, but if you can pull this off, I want you to be thinking about one of the questions I'm going to ask further down, and that is, I want you to think of an interesting, because I've interviewed you before on video and whatever, and you always have an interesting RV story. So I want you to think of one that is good for our audience. Appropriate.
For all ages.
But we'll get to that, but be thinking of it as you answer some of the other questions. So how do you decide where you're going to stop? And then how does one reach out to you or to Chasing the Change, the RV guys, to have one of our RVs stop?
First off, appreciate everybody that reaches out. And I always try to be consistent in the response of, you know, we're going to do our best to go everywhere, but we just can't go everywhere all the time. So continuously remember or remind me or ask me, and because sometimes travel plans change. If you hit me up in January and I think my schedule won't take me there, I might say it doesn't look like it's going to work. But then you say, hey, man, just checking back in, you know, just never know. And I'll say, you know what? You're right. You never know. Look what happened. I know I can be there.
Yeah.
So you just never know. So continually hit J. Ray, Matt, and I up. Not so much Steve-O. They're pretty stuck down there in Texas and that. But hit the rest of us up consistently and let us know what's going on. And things change. But in terms of travel, usually I try to stay under 150 miles between stops. Just if you spend too much time behind the wheel, it really makes for some long days. So
I bet.
Yeah, generally travel is 150 miles or less, 100 ideally. It's expensive to drive an RV.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, we pay for our own gas. So that's, you know, if you can kind of click it off close together, it helps a lot.
RV gas is not a joke, man.
No, and I hope it was. So we just drove. Obviously, Friday I drove from Fort Walton Beach to here to Emporia, and it cost me I think $405.
Yep. Hurts.
Yeah.
So what do you tell people when they say, you know, because a lot of people think it's the glamorous life. You know, man, you get to travel for disc golf. You get to see
There's not much glamorous
the
about
world.
it.
I mean,
tell us the truth.
It's fun, but it's
Right?
not glamorous. Like it takes,
job.
Yeah, it's certainly a job.
Yeah.
It takes tremendous work ethic. Like you have to be incredibly self-motivated to keep yourself moving. Because if you don't move, you don't get paid. We're commission-based employees. So you've got to continually be willing to get up and grind. And it can be a grind sometimes when the weather's rough and get sideways on you and you're wet all day or you're cold all day. And then you know you got to drive that 150 miles when you tear down at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Woo, it can be rough, man. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like you said, 8-year anniversary was last month with the company. 7 seasons now driving either part-time or full-time. Now we're into our 4th year of full-time driving. And you just have to continually push yourself to, you know, I love you guys and love the company and excited to be able to represent what we do in the best way possible. Sometimes it's hard because it's not glamorous. And sometimes you don't eat great, and that you know, it's hard sometimes.
What's a couple things that you're working on that's brand new for next year?
Right now, for next year, I would say it's going to be similar. Like I've got this really great winter schedule that stays pretty similar, and it kind of fluctuates a little bit. But there's some new events that have popped up that are kind of becoming more flagship events. Like all these TDs across the country really are inspired to become better, to be an on-the-map kind of. I mean, I hear all the time, I want to be like Glassland Open. I want to be, you know,
Right.
they're trying to emulate what Doug and Jeremy and everybody here has done to create a premier event. So, and there are more and more events that, I mean, certainly there's size and scope. There's no one that's really chasing that one down yet. But in terms of quality, boy, there's a lot of events that are really pushing the envelope in terms of becoming higher quality events. And so, whereas in the past, maybe I was more club driven, I'm becoming more large event driven with that club emphasis being the second seat to the top seat. So I'm doing a lot more large scale events where they're wanting the RV to come in, you know, provide that tournament host experience. because that's still the RVs, with our PA and the music and that kind of thing. And not everybody has that yet, and so that's a really nice additive for folks to have. So I would say in general terms, like outside of just telling you exactly what my stops are, like I'm going to be in this city on that date, it's going to be more centered around a lot larger events on the weekends, and then still rocking with the clubs. Obviously, I mean, I say it in every interview I do. It's the parks and the people, man. So if I can get out and the one-on-one time with the clubs is when I can sit down on a stool outside the tables and have a player meeting and talk and just as cards are coming in, catch it. Whereas at a big event, as you guys know, when it's rocking and rolling at a big event,
you got to stick to the process.
Yeah, exactly. You got to stay in that process to make sure it runs efficiently. Because dynamic discs, I was trained by Jeremy and Clay and my brother, and they were running nails tournaments. And like Robert, you were playing, and Bobby, you were coming back in the day in Texas, and so they showed me a way that was super efficient, and that's I want to make sure that we maintain that level. And Steve-O's doing it still, and Matt does it the same way. So we all try to deliver that consistent professional big tournament experience. But on those club nights, it's a lot of fun to be able to listen to stories and interact with them on a more personal level. So I don't want to get away from that for sure.
Yeah,
gotcha. Excellent. So another new thing for next year, though, is the sailing the seas with dynamic discs.
Yes,
this is where people are able to come on a cruise with some of their disc golf friends and disc golf people that they know from the internet or playing and stuff like that. Yes, he's got his captain's hat on.
Yeah, the captain's
a good look.
hat.
It's a good look.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
I thought it would work.
100%.
So tell us real quick what is sailing to, as the man who put it together, what is sailing the seas with dynamic discs?
It's going to be a tremendous time for sure. It is going to be a very intimate, unique experience where it's going to be disc golfers on vacation, and that's what we wanted it to be. Sun King, Mike Barnett, they've done a disc golf cruise before where they've played a disc golf event on the cruise, and it seems to me that that was fun, but I think they went on the cruise to go on the cruise. So I said, hey, let's go on a cruise. A group when I talked to our travel agent, Alston at travelmation.net, if you guys have any questions about how to get on the boat, I don't think the boat is sold out. The group rates may have changed, but it's Black Friday on Friday. They could run some specials, so check that out. Give yourself the gift of a cruise for Christmas.
Yes. Nice. In Januand if you live in Kansas, it's pretty crappy here in January.
Can be. So we're gonna go on a cruise, and it's gonna be great. What I'm extremely excited about for this itinerary, that's what you call the trip. Like cruises have all kinds of weird words that they use that are unique to cruising. So the itinerary for this sailing is only one day, at a destination. So it's a 4-night cruise, and we only have one day at Cozumel. So we have a couple sea days, Cozumel, and then another sea day. So that gives us a lot of time as a group to spend time together and have fun. So we're going to be able to get together and do meet and greets. We're going to do interviews. Disc Golf Strong, Seth Muncie's coming. He's going to do some talking about, wellness and that kind of thing, which is awesome. I mean, we've got Zach Melton. Have you guys ever hung out with Zach Melton?
He's not that fun, guys.
So it's going to be amazing. Eric and Tina, of course, are coming. Eric, Tina, Oakley. It's going to be a great time. I mean, I'm sorry, Bobby. Bobby, you're coming. Jeremy's coming. We're going to have a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, if you've never been on a cruise before, it's my favorite vacation. It's relaxing. Nice. It's very enjoyable. I won't pay for internet. Bobby probably has to, but I won't. So my phone won't work. So I won't work for 4 days. It's going to be awesome.
I think what it's going to have to be, though, because I would imagine the internet's going to be expensive, is that I'm just going to have to capture everything and then push it out once we're done.
I think that's what we should tell Jeremy. The internet's just too expensive. Bobby couldn't work. Yeah. He just was grabbing.
Well, no, he'll go for it. I'll be working, but I just can't post anything quite yet. But I am super excited about documenting that experience and having a good time. Of course, after the cruise, I'm going to stick around in Florida to travel around with Tyler Searle. So make sure you follow us on our social media platforms so you know where we'll be, because the Oakleys will be with us as well, having a great time traveling around Florida. And yes, Disc Golf Answer Man on the Facebook group. As we get closer, I'm going to get some taco recommendations so that make sure we can hit up some good taco spots.
Nice.
Let me tell them where we're going to be, so if they know for taco spots for you in those destinations. So we're going to get off the boat. We'll be in Tampa, we're cruising out of Tampa. So we'll be Tampa. Then we're going to go over to Orlando. I heard you say Disneyland yesterday. I'm sure all the purists just lit you on fire. We're going to be at Disney World. Yeah, we're going to be at Disney World.
I wondered as soon as I said that if I said the right one.
In general, the answer is going to be no.
And then just as normal, I said, I don't care. In my mind.
I don't care.
I don't care.
We'll be in Orlando. Then we'll be over in Gainesville. Go Gators. And then up to Jacksonville, Florida. We're going to take a day off, make our move back over to my hometown. We'll be in Fort Walton Beach. And then you guys get to go home.
Nice.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Is that anywhere close to Destin?
Yeah, that's where I live.
Because I want to check it out, see, because I want to take a vacation there one time.
It's awesome. I mean, that's why we live there.
Yeah.
You trying to go to Destin over like spring break or something? Are you trying to be with the college age people?
Basically.
Okay.
I mean, I got to do it here.
That's the people
That's
I hear
what I
going to
gotta
Destin.
Cool Daddy Slick Breeze.
That's the people I hear going to Destin.
That's
Club
the-
La Vila. You guys looking for a
That's
spot?
the pool of people I have here in Emporia, so I might as well go to Florida for it as well.
Yeah. Might as well get around some other college age
Right.
people.
No, I'm hoping to maybe have somebody that I can take to Destin.
There you
Oh.
But I got to go check
Or
out
meet them
Destin.
in Destin
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
you're
go
right.
back
That's-
and visit them, and that it works. It
Anyway,
all works.
So that
anyway.
profile, you can find him under Big Daddy Slick Breeze.
Yeah. Don't worry about that. It's just
Yeah,
it's
don't
true.
All right, off the rails again. Let's see, where are we at? Okay, so we talked about the cruise. So you also do a podcast, and how do? Oh wait. Sailing the Seas. Find it on Facebook. Sailing the Seas with Dynamic Disc. You can get more information there. The email address again is
Alston@travelmation.net.
ALSTON
Correct.
at Travelmation, right?
Like animation, but travel in front of it.
Travelmation.net.
Travelmation.net.
And then if they want to follow you and figure out the RV schedule,
Yep. Tydisc.com. All my socials are Tydiscs. So that's where you can find all the good stuff.
and then if you want another podcast to listen to that is disc golf centric,
A casual round.
why did you do that? Is it
Well,
not-
I don't talk about disc golf very much.
Okay. Well, if you have a
I do talk about it's like because it's my life. I talk about like what's going on in life, and I'm usually in the RV, but I'm not going to break down the round ratings. There's plenty of other podcasts.
oh
Why
yeah,
not?
yeah. But if you
Everybody,
just
I know the ratings are important. I should do that more.
Yeah, we care and flight numbers. Make sure and break
yeah,
those down.
so
I was actually going to invite Bobby on the Flight Numbers podcast. I was going to start as a subsidiary to a casual
Nice.
because
I
the
would
casual
be on
round does
every
not worry
one.
about flight
He'd go
numbers,
for it.
but
yeah.
a serious round podcast.
Come on. When you start the serious round, Bobby's your number one to invite.
ready
That's a
to
good
go.
call.
all right. So thank you so much, Tyler, for stopping by,
Yeah.
giving us some info on what you got going on in the RV. I know you're getting ready to travel back, so we'll let
Driving
you get
home
back on-
tonight.
yeah, get back on the road.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, and all you guys that are out there, and just hit me up if you need anything. Always
right.
happy to help.
All right. Thank you so much, Ty.
Appreciate your time.
All right, guys. So we're going to now get to our question part of the show. If you have tried to submit a question and you notice the questions have been turned off, that is because it is the end of the year, and we have like 96 questions, so we're going to try to clean that up. And also, as I've been saying over and over again, we're trying to evolve the show. We're still going to have questions because that is an important part of the show, but they may not just be the center of the show as they have been in the past. So we're going to try to figure out the Google form, what it's going to look like for 2020, and then how we may not ask we may not ask every question that comes in. We're going to be a little more selective with Speakpipe, and we're going to be a little more selective on the Google form. But as we figure all that out, of course, we're going to share that with you like we usually do.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, so we are at the questions right now. We will go to Adam, and he says, I currently bag max weight recoils, special edition and opto. Did I do this one last week?
Yes.
Yeah. This is why we were updating the form.
Yep.
I think that one was done. I could have sworn I went through and deleted all these.
Cool. Yeah. I'm not sure we did.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go this route then.
Go to the most recent ones.
Yeah, here we go.
If you submitted one recently, you're in luck.
All right, so this one is from Daniel. Hey guys, just a quick question today from a newer player regarding plastic selection. Because I am new to disc golf, I am not confident with choosing the plastic as I don't know how it affects the disc. Even more so with putters. Can you give me a basic rundown on what plastics are generally used for putting putters? And hey, maybe even how each DD plastic line affects the characteristics of your discs. Thank you for your time and keep it real.
Sure. Quick breakdown for plastics on putting putters. Most people choose more of the base plastic. So that'd be prime, classic blend, classic soft. That's what most people like to putt with as their putting putters. They like the grip on those, as well as they kind of work in, and some people like beat-in putters, some people like brand new putters. It's totally up to you. But I really like the feel of a base plastic putter for putting just because it's got the best grip. Once you get into our other plastics for throwing, usually Lucid is going to be the most overstable version of that disc. Well, Lucid X will be the most overstable version if we have that available. But then after that, Lucid will be the most overstable version for the longest amount of time. Fusion and Moonshine will start around the same stability as Lucid, but they break in just a little bit more quickly. Biofusion usually starts a little bit less overstable than Fusion and breaks in quickly as well. And then if you have Prime or Classic versions of those discs, those are going to break in even more quickly than the others. And some people like that so that they can cycle things in and out. So that's your plastic breakdown. Yeah,
Now,
there you
back
go.
to you, me. Oh,
Now back to you, Bobby. Do we need to throw it back and forth like
Yes.
I'm a weatherman?
thank you, Robert. Now to the next
Nice,
question.
I like this. Yeah,
Joe Nooft.
that's what I would have said.
I've been playing disc golf for just under a year, and while my form and distance has definitely improved, I've noticed that I've started rolling my wrists and turning the disc over when throwing distance drivers, even my overstable drivers. I'm typically around 350 to 375 max distance, occasionally hitting the 400 to 415 range. Do you guys have any tips / practice techniques on how to stop rolling my wrist on drives?
All right, Joe. Thanks, Bobby.
Over to you, Robert.
Thanks, Bobby. All right, Joe. One thing that I would work on for you is, first things first, just to slow everything down. Think about accelerating more than throwing hard, because a lot of times when I see people rolling their wrists, it's because they're just trying to do everything quickly and like every muscle in their body is tense and they're trying to crush it. And rolling your wrist means that you're not matching your angle of reach back to your angle of hit to your angle of follow through, right? That means you're rolling your wrist over and changing that angle. So really what you want to do when you are slowing things down is to ensure that your angles of reach back, hit point, or release and follow through all match with one another. It helps to do that if you slow down just a little bit. It also helps to throw a little bit slower discs because they will show you even more than distance drivers when you have rolled your wrist. So try those out. And at the end of the day, you also might be hunched over a bit too much or standing up a bit too much. If you're standing up a bit too much, a lot of times, well, what I'll see a lot is when somebody is hunched over just a little bit too much, they'll have a reach back that's on a hyzer angle, but then as they stand up toward the end of the throw, their body kind of forces them to roll their wrist over. So you may try standing up a little bit taller and seeing if that helps you. But first things first, I would just slow down.
There you go. Next one is from Mark Myers. You kind of went over some putter plastics, but he has a specific one.
Yeah, sure.
I only putt or throw Wardens, but every Warden I own is prime plastic.
Okay.
Could you all talk a little bit about the benefits of putting with the other plastics, and if I should try them or just stick with prime?
If you have what you like in prime, then do your thing, Mark. That's cool. But if you're looking for something that has just a little bit more durability than prime, then classic or classic blend would probably be good choices for you. They are not going to beat up quite as quickly as prime, so they'll hold their stability just a little bit longer. I find the stiffness of prime to be kind of in between classic and classic blend. But durability is the big difference. If you have ones that you already like, man, just putt with those. They're good. But I like classic a lot. I've tried prime just to see what it's like, and I'm glad that I did because I would rather know than not know. So it's probably worth trying if you have access to those, or you want to buy a putter pack from our website. We've got those there as well.
Excellent. Excuse me. We have nearly 1,400 people already registered for the Glassbone Open.
That's cool.
Oh, were you excited about that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's the combination of the NT side and the A-tier side. But we still have a few divisions that are yet to be open up for registration. One of those is happening tonight at 6 p.m. Central, and that is the MPO registrants rated 970 and higher, and the FPO people. If you're rated 825 or higher, that opens up at 6 p.m. tonight. That is all Central Time. Make sure you go to glassboneopen.com, go to players registration so you can get more details and click on that link to get registered. Don't miss out because We still got a lot of time left until GBO, but even if a division is full, I suggest that you get on the wait list because a lot of times early on, people will try to secure their spot, and then life happens and they can't play. And I think Doug said that it is very rare that if you've been on the wait list from the beginning early on that you don't get into the event. And then one more date, December 3rd at 6 p.m. Central. That's when just basically it just opens up for anybody and everybody that wants to play.
MPO registrants rated 900 and higher on the NT side.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yeah. And FPO participants regardless of rating. So, yes, get out to glassboneopen.com and see all the details and get yourself registered. It's going to be a great time. We've been talking about Glassbone Open specifics at our regular meetings on Tuesdays, and super excited about some of the things we got cooking for you.
Yes. Ace Run Productions hit us with the weekly taco money contribution. Hit us with a $4.99 super chat. Thanks, Ace Run. We appreciate that. He said, looking forward to some Black Friday deals from Dynamic Discs.
Absolutely.
Ace Run, I've got a couple that I can tell you about. You probably already know about the Chameleon Judges. Those are out in the wild already, but they're going to be available through the DD website Black Friday, as well as mystery boxes. The mystery boxes are crushing it this year.
Well, right now, I can tell them right now, if you want to go right now, the Latitude 64 mystery boxes.
Oh, yeah, the X mystery boxes.
X are available at this moment, and that is a Black Friday deal that we decided to put out early, so it's out there right now. You can go to the website and look under new releases, and I bet you it'll be there.
Yes, so you can check those out. The mystery boxes from Dynamic Discs are going to be 6 discs for $60. Fantastic deal. And one of those discs is a previously unreleased Glimmer disc.
Say what?
And it's beautiful. It looks correct. So those are the two that you definitely... No, you don't know.
I don't know what it is?
Dang. You should learn stuff sometimes.
I should pay attention to that.
Anyway. Chameleon Judges, mystery boxes. Check those out. Then we have a slew of other deals that are coming up as well. We are not going to reveal those to you until Black Friday. So you need to pay attention to your email if you're on the email list. If you aren't, you can go to dynamicdisc.com and catch up with our newsletter that has all the details that you need on there. But Black Friday, be ready.
Absolutely. Also,
it's about to go down.
I've been looking at I've been doing some house hunting, and I've looked at a couple of houses here recently. So I'm going to begin that process of like selling some of my stuff, so that I won't have a lot of stuff. So I'm going to create some mystery boxes.
Okay, cool.
It may have a left sock in it.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Pork rind that it's under my bed or something like that.
Little Sebastian.
So, little Sebastian. Yeah. So
that's the winter mystery box.
That's the winter mystery boxes. So
you got it.
All right, let's get back to the questions. This one is from Riley. And Riley wants to know about some discs. I have a pretty good overstable distance driver forehand, but have not been able to achieve a smooth flick with any mid-range or putter discs. I was wondering what mid-range / putter would be best to learn this type of shot. Also, are there any major technique changes between a driver forehand and a shorter, more technical forehand?
So, there you go.
All right, Tyler forgot his phone.
It's okay, man. When you are throwing something a little bit slower, I think you need to focus less on arm speed and more on wrist flick and making sure that you finish with your palm either side to side or palm facing the sky. That's going to help you not to wobble that so much. If I was throwing a mid-range on a forehand, a lot of times I'd be throwing something like an Anvil or a Justice. Those are very, very overstable. Or if you want something that'll fly a little bit more than those, then you can throw a Verdict. Specifically a Lucid X Verdict. That's the one that I like. And here's a Lucid X Verdict that's coming out very soon. Look at that thing. Santa Claus. It actually looks like the Grinch's Santa hat, so if you don't like Christmas or do like Christmas, this disc is for you. Anyway, the Verdict is one of my favorite ones to throw, and then when I'm throwing putters or putter-shaped discs, I like the Harp and the Cenis. Those are some pretty good ones.
Nice.
So, yeah, I would just focus on not doing so much with your arm, more just like kind of popping your wrist like you're playing catch. Then you can develop from there.
Excellent. All right, Anthony, we got the Speakpipe queued up. Let's see what we got for our first one.
First one is going to be from Tom.
What?
Tommy?
Tommy.
Hello guys, this is Tommy calling from Sweden. So a couple of weeks ago you tried to pronounce my name after I wrote something in the comments, which I really thought was hilarious. My
Probably
name
me.
is Tommy Jung, so I guess
Oh,
that's
Jung.
Tommy Jung in English. And thanks for butchering that for me, Bobby. Well, with that out of the way, I have recently getting more and more into disc dyeing. Dyeing disc myself and creating some unique disc is really awesome and so much fun. Do you guys have any dyed discs or unique disc in your bags done by maybe yourself or yeah, of course your Diamax or something like that? And for the love of God, guys, keep it real.
For the love of God.
Bye.
For the love of God, we will keep it real.
Oh, we will keep it real.
I've got a couple of Dimax discs. I have a suspect that is a like way back when Dimax that I've actually lost in the water 3 times and it's come back, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But I guess I've got 2 unique. One is I lost the bet with Robert on whether he would become 1,000 rated by the end of 2019. No, yeah, was it 2019 or 2018?
It was 2018.
2018, and we posed where I was kind of sad and he was kind of like, and that's on
What
a
was that like?
Oh,
yeah, okay.
That was for the audio so they can kind of picture.
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah.
So I've got that in there, and then my other one is and that's on a suspect.
If you're listening to the audio podcast, will you DM us on Instagram and draw a picture of what that sound, what the emotion of that sound is?
Do you want me to do it again?
Please. Yeah. Draw us a picture, send that in. We will pick one of those and send you a free disc because I'm
Curious to
genuinely
see how
curious.
that would be interpreted.
At J. Robert McCall.
I bet
Please
someone
send us
will
some good
nail
ones.
it. Someone will get exactly the facial look, the expression you have on your face on that disc.
Having
Based
not
off
seen,
that
okay,
sound.
you don't get to look at the website.
Anyway,
There's no. Okay, whatever. Continue. I'm sorry.
the other unique Dimax I have is I took a really cool picture of Sebastian early on. He was probably about 7-8 months.
Mm-hmm.
He's running toward the camera. I had my nice Sony A9 camera, and he's got this. He's like panting and running at me, so it looks like he has a big old smile on his face. I photoshopped out just the face, and it's on my Slammer, and is the best disc ever. I love it.
That is a fantastic disc.
Yeah.
I also have one of those Bet Dimax
yes.
discs in my bag.
Just so he could gloat.
I look at it often.
And he goes,
No, I don't. But the other I got from Timu Pukala. He is from Finland, and he dyed a special edition anvil just around the rim, and it looks super duper sick. So I have that one. It's pretty cool.
Cool. All right. Next question comes from Mike. He says, the Raider seems super touchy for me. My bomber disc is a beat-in Ballista Pro. I can rip about 400 feet on a good hyzer flip to flat with a bit of a turn, but the Raider either seems to only turn for me or just hyzer out super quick. What is the best way to throw the Raider? Thanks, you guys. Are great. Love the show.
Thank you. I'm not sure there's a best way to throw the Raider. Each disc has strengths and weaknesses, right? And some discs click for people more than others. For instance, for me, the Defender and I just never quite clicked. I use them quite a bit, but maybe it's my arm speed. Maybe it's the fact that I throw with a little bit of hyzer a lot.
Maybe
but
it's your personality.
yeah, maybe it's that I make sounds like the one you just made earlier.
Bah.
But I just never quite got the hang of it. But the Ballista Pro,
Plow.
I'm French. Ballista Plow.
Wait, Tommy Young?
Yeah. Do you remember what you said? Les gens.
Les
That's
gens,
what
that's
you
right.
said. Anyway, the Ballista Pro and the Raider, those click with me for some reason. And so there's not one right way to throw a disc. You just need to find one that works well for you. If the Ballista Pro works well for you, I wouldn't try to reinvent the wheel. Just keep using the Ballista Pro. And if you need something a little more stable, grab yourself a new one of those, or maybe try a Defender or something like that. I like the Raider for the shot that you're talking about with the Ballista Pro, but that's just me.
So for the YouTube chat people that are asking questions, if you're asking specific questions for us, we'll try to get to those at the end of the show. So hold off on those, or be patient as we get to those.
Especially you, Tommy Lejean.
Lejean.
You remember how he said it now?
Was it just young?
Yes.
Yeah, it was just young. Yeah, like young. Well, not young. It's more like young.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so during the wintertime, if you're looking for an organized event to play and you don't have one in your area, you can try to run a Veterans for Vets. That's a new program we have going on for this winter. It allows you to run an event in your area and raise funds for your local veterans organization. We just did one here in Emporia. Doug was talking about it this morning at a meeting. He said he was hoping he'd get at least 50 people. He would feel like it was a success if he had at least 50 people show up. 63 people showed up to play.
Killed it.
It was a nice day. Still had to wear sweats and a jacket, but it was still really nice. With raffles and donations and help from a lot of places here in town, we were able to raise about $1,900 for the VFW Post 1980. And I tell you what, they were super touched by us donating that money. It was awesome. We actually did the award ceremony at the Post, and they had burgers and food for us, and that was really cool to kind of sit and talk to everybody. And of course, they gave out awards. The gentleman won his veteran basket. He was super excited. It was just all-around cool thing. I am so glad. I know this is our first year, and I want to continue just to grow and grow and grow this, but this is such a cool thing to be able to use disc golf to raise funds for veterans that sometimes, we talk about veterans a lot, but sometimes they may get forgotten as far as veterans organizations and things going on with veterans. So this is a really cool way for disc golf community to give back. So if you are a veteran, or if you're not a veteran but you want to help out a local veterans organization, go to veteransforvets.com. Go to the homepage, go to the TD info FAQs, and see if you can run one in your area. If you're just looking to play in one, go to event locations. And right now there are 26 events over 17 states. So really cool thing.
You still got time to register those, as well as those officially are beginning December 1st. Yeah. We went a little bit early, because Doug.
Because Doug want to get out there and do it.
Because he made the thing. But anyway, you can run one of those. You still have plenty of time to do that.
Oh, and I picked up a would it be a retro Keystone?
Yes.
I want to test that out to see what I think of it. But I also picked up a Lucid X Escape. Ooh. I am super pumped to try that out. So
it doesn't have this stamp, but
no, it doesn't have that. That's a cool
stamp though. Come on.
Oh, is this a Lucid X?
Yes, and it's a functional maze.
Yes.
There is a way to solve it. Don't do it right now. Oh. Don't give it away.
It's yesterday on the update show before we went live, Jarrett Rusko showed me this. And this is how goofy my brain works for
Okay, I'm ready.
I looked at it and went, man, that's a sweet crossword puzzle.
Crossword puzzle? Bro.
I knew it was a game that you find in a book.
Uh-huh.
But the word maze escaped me. Ah! It's an escape. Okay.
It's hateful, dude.
Get back to the question.
Ace Run says, drop the just disc golf answer, man. It's cleaner.
I like it.
Social network. Ace Run.
Let's see. This is from Mikey.
Mikey likey.
That sounded bad. Are we on? Oh, we're on the other.
People say that.
Sorry.
No,
we're
supposed to always look at this one.
I know, but okay. Anyway, Mikey says, I was throwing a Lucid Evidence for a while and really liked it. However, I threw it into the drink.
Yeah, that's ill-advised.
Before I purchased another one, I have heard great things about the Opto X Fuse as well. Are these discs similar in feel, flight, and purpose? Would love to know your thoughts. Love, bye.
Love you, bye.
You have to say it like he did.
Yeah, you said love, bye.
I said bye.
You didn't say love you. There's a you between love and bye.
Oh, my bad.
You shouldn't let me see the computer. Anyway,
I probably should.
It just gives me more ammo.
I know.
I'm sorry. Okay, anyway.
Are you still not going to do it?
Bye.
There you go.
Okay, the Lucid Evidence and the Opto X Fuse. Stability-wise, fairly similar. I think the Evidence always did something for me that I thought was peculiar, helpful in some situations, less helpful in others. It would almost always turn, but then it would almost always fade back. And I don't have a good reason for why that was for me. The Opto X Fuse has the same net result, but for me, the Opto X Fuse doesn't turn quite as much as the Evidence did, but it definitely doesn't fade as much either. For me, it's just a real point and shoot. If I want to work it to the right, hit it a little bit harder or turn it just a little, and it will hold all the way. I would very much recommend you try an OptoX Fuse, Mikey. That's one of my favorite discs for sure.
So a quick question came on the YouTube chat that I'm going to go ahead and jump to because it has to do with the Veterans for Vet that we just talked about. Someone asked, what is a format? And that's a very good question that I should have answered in my little promo. A Veterans for Vet event can be very flexible. It should be one round. It can be singles event, a doubles event, and could even feature a flex start where players can show up when it's convenient for them. It is at the discretion of the tournament director. So there you go. There's your answer. Very good question. Thank you so much. The next one is from Trevor. He says, hey, guys, I live in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Sweet.
I can throw about 330 feet. Is the elevation that I live at keeping me from going the full distance that disc can give me? So we know from talking to Paige and talking to other people, Paige Shue now, that the altitude does affect the disc. But is that really keeping him from getting the full distance?
Here's one thing that you can do at altitude that you can't do in Kansas very much. Throw way downhill. If you're trying to get farther than 330 feet, find yourself a hill. Throw off of that. Almost guaranteed to go farther than 330 feet.
There it is. You learned it right here.
You are welcome. To actually answer your question, I think you'll find that your discs do fly farther at lower elevation because they're more prone to turn. And turn keeps discs in the air a little bit longer. So, yes, it will help you to be at lower elevation. Your disc will fly a little bit farther.
And as I was talking about that, I remember when we went down to Colorado for the disc golf experience at Bronco Stadium. That's right. Me and Anthony went down there a little bit earlier so we could do some disc golf playing, and then we met up with Robert and Shay. Was there someone else with us?
Nope.
Okay. So anyway, we threw. What was the course we played?
We played Ponderosa.
Was that the one on all the hill that everybody kept saying play?
Oh,
Beaver Ranch.
Beaver Ranch. I thought you were talking about after. Yes, before is called Beaver Ranch.
Yeah, before Beaver Ranch. And I remember the one hole where we were throwing, and we were like, "That is my flippiest blah blah blah." And it was not
and it was
flipping
just
over.
stabling out. Yeah. Now let me disclaimer that elevation comment. The same disc will fly farther at lower elevation, but let's say you do have something very understable that you can't throw at lower elevation. At higher elevation, it will probably go farther because you're not going to turn it over quite as much, and it can be like an actual good, just long bomber disc. For me, that would be like a Renegade. At sea level or wherever, lower elevation, that's a roller for me. But at higher elevation, it's just a nice turnover disc.
There you go. Next one is from Jean-Paul. Jean-Paul.
Yeah, okay.
Like Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Engaged.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I am missing that. I am what?
Yeah, okay.
I am missing that a stable driver from my bag. What can you recommend for a noobish player?
If you're looking for a stable driver and you're a new player, the one I'm going to recommend to you is one of Bobby's favorite discs. It's the Maverick. Yes, Maverick is, if you're a noobish player, which means that you're not throwing really much over 300 feet, if at all, I think the Maverick is a perfect stability that'll go straight for you. Eventually, once you see it start to work to the right, you'll know that you can step up in stability to like a Explorer or an Escape or something like that. But for the time being, I think that's a great stable driver to throw.
Next one is from Ignis. Okay, so you'll have to excuse me as I read this, and even says why. I'll have to read this rather slow. He says, hello, guys. I'm Lithuanian, so sorry if my English wouldn't be flawless. Okay. I play disc golf for 7 months now. I'm a 750 player. I only throw from standstill and max out 300 feet.
Okay.
Starting to work on my footwork, but super inconsistent still. My question is, does it make sense to throw something speed 12 and above from standstill? Some of my friends do that anyhow, but I think they are mistaking. Thanks for the great show, and a Hakuna Matata.
I had no idea Hakuna Matata was a Lithuanian phrase. How interesting.
It's a wonderful phrase.
Dude. You know what it also is no passing craze.
No way.
It means no worries.
Fight
me.
Not just for a little bit of time, but for all
the rest of your days.
The rest of your days.
Fight me on this in the after show and save it for then. Lion King is the best Disney movie ever created.
Oh.
Fight me on this. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the question.
Now we're talking the original, right? Not the
Of course.
Have you seen the remake? The
No,
live remake?
No. But I have seen Lion King on Broadway and it was incredible. it was like a life-changing experience.
Really?
Yes.
I'm waiting for the puppet show, the Lion King, the puppet show.
What? Okay. All right. Let's get back to the question here. Stand still, and you're maxing out around 300 feet. Does it make sense to throw something speed 12 and above from standstill? For me, probably not. The only reason for that is that if you're maxing out around 300 feet, it almost doesn't matter if you're throwing a disc from speed 8 or 9 up to 12. It's not going to fly to its fullest potential with the current speed that you have. So if you're only throwing from a standstill, you're rated 750, and your max distance is 300 feet, I would stick to fairway drivers at the absolute fastest, unless you find a very, very understable 11 or 12 speed. But I'm talking very, very understable. Otherwise, I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. I would stick to slower discs. Thanks for sending in the question, by the way.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Also, they're coming out with Lion King, the Space Odyssey, and that's where Mufasa meets up with Darth Vader.
Wow. That sounds really cool.
Because they're the same person.
First of all, how dare you dishonor Mufasa's name?
They're the same person. Darth Vader and Mufasa, same voice.
Yeah, okay.
It's like Superman and Clark Kent.
That is not at all like Superman and Clark Kent. That's like in The Office when Dwight says he doesn't waste any time at work, and so Jim goes over to Andy and just starts totally screwing up Battlestar Galactica, and like he can't help but comment. That's what you just did.
This one we need to run this by Tina. Someone wants to know when we're going to see some Disc Golf Answerman print whale sacks. Well, maybe we'll have to reach out to Miss Tina Bobina.
Dude, I'm interested.
Jamie Jean. Hey, Disc Golf Answerman fam. I was recently weighing some of my discs as some of the weight markings and stickers had worn off. Yes, from other brands. And I noticed when I weighed my Westside discs, the King, Boatman, Gatekeeper, and Tursus, that all of them were 3 grams heavier than the stamp on the bottom. 3 grams?
Oh, okay.
Even making the Gatekeeper overweight. I did a bit of research and found that at higher altitudes, discs can weigh less. Is this a common thing with Westside discs? Thank you guys, and keep it real.
I don't know about things weighing less at altitude. That doesn't seem like a thing, if I had to guess. I would also question, I mean, this is going to sound like
Your integrity.
it's
No.
not a, yeah, that's definitely what I was going to say. How dare you? No, I was going to say that some of the scales that are used just like from a grocery store or something like that we use to weigh discs may not be as accurate as we'd like them to be. And so if things are consistently the same amount overweight, there's a decent chance that your scale is skewing a bit. If all of them are 3 grams heavier than what it says on there, that might be a scale issue rather than a disc issue. Now, having that said, if you are 100% confident that disc is overweight, I would not use it in competition. Don't mess with it.
Okay, I looked it up.
Uh-oh.
Things do weigh less at elevation because you're at a lower gravity. The mass stays the same, but there is no way that it would be noticeable in a disc. This says if you weighed yourself at sea level.
Oh, we're going to have to explain this to our audio people.
Go ahead.
Sorry. If you weighed yourself at sea level and in Mexico City, which is like thousands of feet up, I forget the exact amount, you would be 0.1% lighter.
Oh, okay. So what Anthony is telling us is that at lower elevation, there is a difference in weight, but a disc is so light that you wouldn't notice.
Well, the difference in weight is so minuscule that
Yes.
it wouldn't be explained by elevation.
Some guy
Right.
in chat said 3 grams per 9 miles of altitude.
Okay, so that'd be a lot.
Yes.
9 miles
Most
would be a
places,
lot, yeah.
most places don't have 9 miles worth of altitude.
Correct.
Any places?
Really?
Yes.
Have you been to Chicago?
What?
I'm just teasing.
No, the tallest peaks in the world aren't taller than 9 miles high.
Your peak. Winter Marksman League is a event that we put on. Another
segue,
event.
by the way.
You like that?
Yeah, you're a peak. Winter Marksman League.
Anyway, we've done this for 5 years now. So this allows you to stay up with your putting game. A lot of people like to do putting leagues during the wintertime because it gets too cold out, or they want something to do in the evening time if they, after work, things like that. So this allows you to have an organized way of doing a putting league, and you can also we have different packages and ways of getting some really cool discs and getting a marksman basket to give away to winners. We also have UDisc as our scorekeeper, where you can keep up with your own score, and you can see scores from all over the world.
Dang.
Make sure you go to dynamicdisc.com/WML to check out more information about that. We're going to be posting more stuff about the Winter Marksman League.
Little Veterans for Vets ad.
All right.
I clicked the wrong one.
Oh, Anthony was trying to be clever on YouTube and put the wrong ad out there. So anyway, Winter Marksman League, check it out on our website.
Yeah, check it out.
Let's see. Are you prepared to do another Speakpipe, Anthony?
Yeah.
What do we got?
This one is going to be from Trevor.
Trevor.
Good afternoon, Disc Golf Answer Man crew. My name is Trevor Williams. I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and I just had a question about putters. So, I have probably about 10 different putters, and I can't seem to stick with one. I'll throw it for, I don't know, a couple days, and then I'll start messing with it, and I'll change to a different putter. And I don't know, I guess I need some clarification from you guys, the gods of disc golf, about should I stay with one putter and just keep practicing with it and learn that putter, or should I try something else? Like all 10 of those putters are beadless putters. Should I try like a beaded putter, like a wizard, or an AVR, a beaded AVR, of course. I don't know. I want some insight from you guys. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Love you guys.
Bye. If you have 10 beadless
I like how you
putters,
ended when the buzz was over. Yeah.
I made it end.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Anthony. If you already have 10 beadless putters and you've used those to varied success, if it feels comfortable to you, stick with it, because the bead on a putter is not going to make a huge difference other than in feel and in durability. Less on flight, more on how long the disc can maintain its stability. For me, if I'm going to switch up putters, it has to feel so good in the hand of me and so and fly so well that it takes over what I'm currently using. For me, that's Warden's, and I've had putters that feel really great but don't fly that well, or that fly really well but don't feel that great. If I were you, I'm just going to choose one of those and stick with it and until you feel comfortable with it. And then be honest with yourself when you're putting. If you're missing because of the flight of the disc, then it's time to try a new putter. If you're missing because you don't feel comfortable with a disc in your hand, it's time to try a new putter. But if you're missing because you're not committing to putts, that's not a putter problem. That's a you problem. So try one, stick with it, and if you start missing because the flight isn't what you expected it to be, then you can try something different. But yeah, I would stick with one thing and try that for a while. See if that makes a difference for you.
Gotcha. I know for our YouTube viewers, you're probably aware because you are subscribed, correct?
If you're not, what are you even doing?
What are you even doing? We just released this morning another disc golf adventure where me and Derek went out to Campership Classic, the 4th annual Campership Classic, played on the Victory Junction campgrounds. A very unique course. They do a lot of really good stuff out there at Victory Junction. It is basically a campground for chronic ill children. It allows those kids that normally can't be a kid because they are in hospitals, they're hooked up to machines, to tubes and things like that. And so they don't get to live a normal kid's life. But when they go here, the camp is set up to be able to take care of them with medical equipment and things like that, so they can at least feel like a kid again for the week that they're out there. So it's a really awesome place. It's completely free to kids and to the families to go out there and do that. And how that is that through fundraising. And one of the fundraising they have implemented is having a disc golf tournament on the grounds. 20 baskets this time around.
Dang.
20 baskets out there. 100 players went out there and played out on the course that was made up, going in between buildings, going around horses, even a tunnel shot where there's like a imagine a Quonset hut, but allows you to go all the way through. So they've got a tunnel shot through there. So it's really cool stuff. Anyway, I created a disc golf adventure video where I interviewed some people. You got to see some disc golf action. So if you're listening to the podcast and you haven't watched that, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, Dynamic Discs. Look for that Campership Classic Disc Golf Adventure. Learn a little bit more about what they do out there at Victory Junction and how maybe you can help for next year, because we are definitely going to be involved with it for next year. So good stuff out there. Go to discgolfdoesgood.org to get more information about the event and what they do out there.
I'm not trying to spoil anything right now, but the end of that video is going to hit you right in the feels.
That's been the comments. People are like, I didn't realize I was going to feel today, and I felt. So
same, man.
So good stuff. Yes.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Get your feels ready.
Get the feels. Anonymous disc person asks, there's a course I play that pretty frequently that is fairly difficult for AMs.
Okay.
There is one hole that open level guys call a, air quotes, gimme.
Okay.
And we amateur level players have a better chance of birdieing than most other holes. I'd say that 15 out of the 18 holes aren't possible to birdie for most AMs, women, juniors, and new players. The local club, mostly open guys, just removed that one easy hole.
Dang.
Because they said the course needs to be harder than it is harder. Do you believe that this was the right decision?
Well, anonymous disc person, it's hard to say because we don't know the course or the scene, but if it was up to me, it depends on how many other courses are in your area too, right? If this is the only course in your area, right, and you don't have anywhere else to play within a half hour, an hour or something, and they're actively trying to make it way more difficult, I think that's probably not the best way to get more people involved in disc golf. Our most played courses are our easiest courses here in town. People are out at Hammond all the time. People are out at Tech College all the time. And those are places where people can go to learn. If you do have other courses that are a little bit more beginner friendly, yeah, it's not too bad to make a course a little bit more difficult from time to time. But just making a course more difficult because it was too easy, I'm not sure I agree with that. Although I don't know, I'd have to know your situation to help out with it.
Yeah. All right, we're going to ask one last question. The last we have two now.
One guy sent one in during the show.
Oh, you think you're cool, don't you? Sending
is
in
that right?
During the show?
Wow.
Going to slip that right in at the end?
Instead of watching and listening to the show, you're recording questions for it?
I don't know if we're going to go over it.
First of all, how dare you?
Let's do the first one first, and then as we answer that question...
We'll see how we feel about it.
We'll see how it goes.
Gauge our interest.
This one's from Zachary.
Hey, what's up, DGAM fam? This is Zach from Austin. I'm actually getting ready to play in my second tournament ever this weekend.
Nice.
In fact, by the time y'all get to this on the podcast, I probably will have already played in it.
Oh.
My first tournament that I played in was actually at one of my home courses, and I found that one of the things I wasn't really prepared for was the pacing of the tournament, in that, usually when I'm playing practice rounds or casual rounds, I throw my drive, I walk up to it, I throw my next shot, and I'm done with a round in an hour, hour and a half. So I guess my question for you is, how do I get adjusted to these tournament rounds where, there's an extra 2 hours of waiting involved, and it tends to, I tend to get distracted or tend to lose focus in the game. So what do you guys do, or what would you suggest for newbies to tournaments to do in order to just kind of get adjusted to that longer round time and stay focused? Thanks for all you guys do. I appreciate it, and keep it real.
I mean, and this is based on my observation of traveling to many, many tournaments and taking photos and doing video with pros. You have to kind of pick what works for you. I mean, there's no one set thing. I mean, I know Katrina Allen likes to play games on her iPhone.
Yes.
I know some people will check social media. Some people will stay away from social media because they don't want that distraction. I've seen, if there's a super long wait, I've seen hacky sack games come about. Other times you just got players that are just kind of shooting the breeze and talking about the event, talking about other things that are going on in their lives. You see some that'll make sure they walk around to keep their muscles warm and so they don't get cold. I've seen others take a nap, depending on how long the wait
Sounds
is.
like a win.
Yeah, so it depends on what you did the night before or what's going on and things like that. I don't know that there's one solution. You just got to find what works for you as far as what keeps you from being too distracted. I will tell you, if you're going to play a lot more, the one way to figure it out is to play more tournaments. You're just going to have to play and see what works.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I don't know that there's one right answer.
You can also play with more people during your casual rounds, because then if you go out and play your casual rounds or your practice rounds by yourself, you're used to the pace of throw, walk, throw, walk,
Yeah.
throw, walk, throw, walk. And so everything's going to feel slow compared to that. So, yeah, if you're coming up on a tournament, it's not a bad idea to go out with several more people than you normally play with and play at that pace. One thing that I do during tournament rounds to make them feel a little bit more manageable, especially as far as mental stress goes, is not think a whole lot about disc golf or my shot or anything like that in between shots or in between holes. I find when I do that, it just wears me out, and I don't have much mental toughness left at the end of the round because I've been stressing so much about where my shot landed or what my next shot is going to be. Instead, I like to chat with my card mates and pump them up when they throw good shots, and just talk about whatever else is going on.
Would you say that you pump up the jam?
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's two different songs. I just combined two different 90s dance songs.
It's not even a mashup, not even a proper mashup.
I know. All right, so what
DJ
was the name?
Cool Daddy Slick Breeze is never getting hired in this area again.
what was the name on the last one that slipped in the disc golf or the?
Wesley does disc golf.
All right, Wesley does disc golf.
You're in luck one time.
You caught me on a good day. YouTube people, get your questions in on YouTube, and we'll do some quick YouTube chats for our after show. Sock it to us with Wesley.
How's it going, guys? Are you doing okay over there? Everybody's smiling. Have you had a taco today?
No. Oh, actually, I did.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Oh.
You should go get a taco. Well, how about this? Just go ahead, stop the podcast for just a few minutes.
Keep your hand on the pause. Oh, I didn't mean pause it right now and go get a taco.
How's it going, guys?
Oh, we started it over.
You doing okay? You should go get a taco. Well, how about this? Just go ahead, stop the podcast for just a few minutes. Anyone that gets mad is really just being selfish.
It's true.
Go get a taco. Come back, and I bet the podcast will be that much better once you got a couple tacos in you.
Excellent question.
That was worth the wait.
Was that DGAM ASMR? TACO? All right, well,
When
thanks
you
for
started the last one, I was like, what is he? Oh, taco. Okay.
What am I spelling?
What is? Oh, yeah, I got it.
All right, guys. So that's it for the regular podcast show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll get to your YouTube questions on the after show. So make sure we got a lot of things going on. Veterans for Vets. Check it out. Veteranforvets.com. Winter Marksman League. DynamicDisc.com/WML. Follow Tyler Searle on his adventures. Look up on all social media platforms Ty Disc, and you can find out what he's got going on. Sailing the Seas with Dynamic Discs on Facebook if you want to go on a cruise with me, Jeremy Resco, the Oakleys, and Zach Melton. Am I forgetting anything?
Black Friday deals. If you
Black
haven't already
Friday
checked them out,
deals.
man. Chameleon Judges, mystery boxes, and then a litany of other deals, followed by Cyber Monday deals. I can't say what they are, but I know what they are, and they're good. You're
Good
gonna
stuff.
like them.
All right, YouTube guys, hang on. Audio listeners, we will see you on the next show, Tamale.
Okay, bye.
I don't really want to drive today.
Well, earlier you said you needed to take a nap, so
Well, I need to.
that's what I'm saying. You got to go.
We're only driving to Oklahoma City today.
How far is that from here?
3.5.
That's not horrible.
No, it's not.
I just realized that
When
I
you
will.
start at 5:30.
I'll be close to Tulsa. I might have to go get some turkey torchies. Is there not one in Oklahoma City?
There is,
Oh, okay.
but we'll be getting there late.
Do they do like a Thanksgiving taco?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't know.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Robert is taking. I'll get to a few questions that maybe I can help with on here. Maybe. What do we got here? Well, so who brings a cart to putting? No, okay.
That was because I typed the wrong video.
Oh, for the wrong video. I literally got done just watching that video. I think you're talking about the camper ship. Doc Zen says, I'll watch it, Bobby, but you better not make it cry. Sorry, you may shed a tear or two. How would you compare warden and deputy grip-wise? Kai, I'll answer that for you. Deputy's the best. Pullboard Disc Golf says, best part is Bobby talking to the giraffe. Yes, I am actually talking and petting a giraffe at the beginning of the video. If you want to know what's going on there, go watch the video. I like the idea of disc golf that incorporates building and structures. Would you guys play a course that was like those ice hotels? But instead a sculpted course with structure slow. Yes, I would. I mean, there's just I've played now in how many stadiums have we been to? 4 stadiums, 5 stadiums. I've played at a race track where Mike Solt put on the disc golf experience at Pocono Raceway. I've played obviously in neighborhoods. I've played. I didn't get to play in Incarcerated 2, although they invited me to play, but I wanted to get on the road. But I've seen play happen in the old Joliet prison. And now I've seen play happen on a campground. This safari or urban or outdoor golf, disc golf, you always play disc golf outdoor. All these safari-style setups. It's not really safari. Safari is when you take a regular course and mix it up. Urban setups. I think it's cool. I think it would be cool to do one where there's ice sculptures and things like that. I'd play for sure. I do a lot with Challenge Sport Exchange, and we need something like this for our members. I need a contact on how to get it started. Who do you want to contact? Maybe contact Derek at dynamicdisc.com. Maybe he can help you out with some info.
Doc, my hair looks different because I don't have a beard, and so it's trimmed differently on the sides. Because the current hair, like the haircut that I always have, is quite a bit shorter on the sides than it is now, but it looks better when you have a beard for it to like fade into. You don't want it to just fade into nothing on your face. So,
did you already start the recording for the After show?
Not yet.
Go ahead and start it, please.
Let's get it.
Okay, you're going.
Welcome to the after show. I'm just trying to give myself something weird to do.
That was good. Hey, Anthony, can you turn up the bass on my microphone like a lot?
Sounds like we're in a rap song. There's a song that I'm listening to that's like in my cycle of new
like
jams.
3/4?
And he says,
Yeah. A little bit more than that.
and he says,
Almost maxed out.
Okay, you ready?
can you turn up a little bit my mic or my headphones?
Okay, you ready? We out here.
Now I know what he was doing.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, so this is the after show. I've already kind of started answering some questions on YouTube chat but for our audio listeners of the after show.
Hold the phone. Freaking Jerome says we're squaring off. I'm saying both The Sword and the Stone and Robin Hood were better than Lion King. I'll even put Aladdin ahead of the Lion King.
Are you kidding me?
Jerome, it's too early in the day to be drunk. Okay?
Jerome,
you need to go home. Also, I respect your artistic opinions, but they're wrong. Because like everyone can have an opinion.
Aladdin? How would Aladdin?
Look, I like Aladdin, man, because like, look, Robin Williams as the genie, just in his peak.
Okay,
come on,
yeah.
dude, like, cool. That's very good. But The Lion King, it's a coming of age story. It has like a child who really didn't want to become king and wanted to go do his own thing, and finally he's like, you know what, I should go do it, and he takes back responsibility and avenges his father's death, and it's fantastic, and the whole tribe, the whole pride loves him for it. Come on, man. How can you say that's bad? You can't.
So someone asked which pros are going to be on this. Are we talking Lion King? So
Well, I was just going to go back. When Robert first brought it up, people were talking about Fantasia.
Okay, false.
Fantasia.
Although a genre-altering film. True.
Okay. Hercules.
Pass.
Oh, come on.
Pass.
There were a few votes.
Not
for
Hercules.
For what?
Robin Hood.
For Robin Hood? Okay, like the early
The
Robin
early
Hood.
animated one.
I would assume. So.
Okay, sure.
There's
whatever.
There's a song I whistle, and it's kind. I don't know if this is true, but like when my youngest grandkid was a baby, when my Eli was, I would whistle this. I can't can't whistle on command. Oh, I do. I still whistle that. Why can't I whistle on command?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's the Not in Nottingham song. And anyway, I used to whistle that a lot with the grandkids. The other day, I was whistling that with Eli. We were playing disc golf, and he says, "Why does that sound familiar?"
Ooh.
And I was like,
Because
wow, that's pretty cool. Anyway, go on.
yeah. Anyway, what was the other one that you said?
The last one, I think it's debatable.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it.
Remember the Titans.
Okay,
Remember
I'm
the
talking.
Titans?
I'm talking animated
Yeah,
movies.
no.
I'm talking. Sorry, I should
That's
have
different.
clarified Disney
Yeah.
animated movies
Wall-E's good,
because
too.
the best Disney non-animated movie is Heavyweights, and there's not a close second. Okay, so don't at me. It's 100% a fact.
Don't you dare tag
I
me.
feel
Don't
more
at
strongly
me.
about that than I do about Lion King.
All right, so like I
That's
said,
not true.
this is the after show where anything can happen. We probably have already had half the people turn off.
Sorry, actually,
Their
we're at
recorders.
exactly the same viewership. So.
No, I mean the audio listeners who have no idea
Sorry,
what's going
we're
on.
at exactly the same, if not more
Um,
listeners.
So, is Bobby getting ready to bring up Song of the South? No.
What?
Yeah, someone said that. No, someone asked earlier about which pros will be on Sailing the Seas. Right now we have Tina and Eric Oakley, Zach Melton. Seth Muncie is not a disc golf pro, but he is a pro. He's just a pro bro. And he's going to be doing some stuff on physical conditioning. Jeremy Rusko will be on there, and I will be on there. Although, Ava Myers, shout out if she is watching or listening, or the parents, Catherine or Steven. They told me that anytime Ava is asked who their favorite pro disc golfer is, she says Bobby Cool Daddy Slick Breeze.
And you say, honey, that's really nice, but he's not a
Well,
pro.
of course, they don't say he's pro, but I'm still a favorite. And she is...
I am on the yoke.
I can't remember how old she is. Do you know how old she is?
Ava's 8.
8. And at the Veterans
8
for
or 9.
Vet, her and Maddie or Madeline asked if I would be on the card, and I said, on their card, and I said, of course I would, and I had the most fun. It was awesome.
Yeah, bro. Also, for the people saying Toy Story is better, Toy Story is Pixar, so I separate that. Even though at the time there's whatever, that's in a different category for me. Toy Story is a fantastic franchise. Unbelievable. That's all there is to it.
Toy Story is better. It's just not in.
I'll agree. I'll agree that it's better, but not in the same. It's not in the same vein as Lion King. Those are separate categories for me.
Good question, Diggin' D. He said, Diggin' DG. He said, I thought Emerson was also going. He was slated to go, but then with the newborn came along, they decided that it was not in the best interest for them to go on a cruise. Or they were thinking, or maybe they thought about taking the baby, but it was too young, or something. It's the baby's fault. I'm just teasing. The baby is the cutest little thing. So Emerson and what's the
Mackenzie is his wife's
Mackenzie.
name.
Please don't be mad at me. She follows me on Instagram and she likes my stuff.
Yeah.
So keep
Ooh, I
liking
will-
my stuff, Mackenzie.
I will say Wall-E was a great film. I enjoyed
Wall-E.
I enjoyed Wall-E. I also, sleeper for me, I also enjoyed Up a lot. Up was fantastic.
Squirrel.
It's just like, it's a very good one, but a lot of
He fell asleep during it.
It's just one that people don't like usually list in their top whatever. I think it's a like underrated, fantastic movie.
I spent most of the film calculating the density of helium.
Yeah, okay.
Spoiler alert, it doesn't check out.
Yeah.
It's still a good movie.
The house cannot actually float by balloons.
All right, so we have completely gone away from disc golf, which again is the after show. Hopefully, we still have audio listeners.
Let's get it. Let's
What
do
do we got?
some
Some questions that going on here.
do some questions here. Let's see.
Of course, it started.
Justin was asking about Team Trilogy and how long it takes to be accepted. Justin, it's different for different
5
times of
months.
the year.
No,
The 5 months is not correct. It's different for different times of the year. Just depends on what the admins have going on at that time. I know that Chris Goodrich is one of those, and he updates at regular times. So even if you've been accepted, you may not hear about it for a little while because they like to put people in all at the same time. So got to check that out. I saw one about
So-
Phil says disc choice help please. I'm a forehand dominant player, have 1 Raider and 2 Latitude 64 flows as my distance drivers. Would you add a recoil or trespass to round out my drivers as a stable neutral? Phil, the recoil is going to be closer to the Raider or the flow than it's going to be to the trespass. I think for something that you don't really have stability-wise, trespass is going to be that. It's farther from the disc that you that you mentioned in the Raider and the Flow. Those, yeah, there you go.
What's the closest trilogy disc to the pig?
It's the Slammer.
In flight. Yeah, Slammer.
Yep. The Slammer is correct.
Wreck-It Ralph and Ralph Breaks the Internet are amazing. Wreck-It Ralph was okay. Ralph
it was
Breaks
good.
the Internet, well, I was disappointed.
Space Jam.
I definitely wouldn't
Awesome.
say they're amazing.
Carney Show Space Jam was, yes, foundational for me. I remember it very vividly.
Jared suggested the harp for a pig.
Yeah, that's good too. I think they're pretty similar. Let's see. Y'all have some more questions? Sorry, I spent a lot of time talking about.
Typically, I throw the trespass. I want to try air. Should I put it in? Should I buy it in a trespass or get something higher speed like a B Pro, Ballista Pro? I still throw the trespass. I have 3 trespasses. I have a super beat in Biofusion trespass. I have a Disc Golf Anchorman. I think it's a Lucid, and then a whatever was it, a hybrid that was a Tina trespass?
Yes, hybrid is right.
Hybrid. So I love the trespass, and I put the air trespass in my bag for a while, and eventually took it out because it would go straight. It would stand up straight faster than my other trespasses, but it still had a very steep fade. It would fade quite a bit, and I got very frustrated at that, and I ended up taking it out, and I haven't put it back in. I don't know that I answered your question other than just giving you my life story.
If you want to try air, I think it's best to try it in something that you're familiar with so you have something to compare it to, right? So if you already have the trespass, it's probably good to try an air trespass. But know that some discs are going to act even more differently than their non-air counterparts between molds. So an Air Ballista Pro is going to act differently than a Ballista Pro, but even that difference will be different than an Air Enforcer against a Lucid Enforcer or something like that. It's just those are very different. Jared asks if the Suspect is similar to the MD4. I have felt an MD4. I've never thrown one. I saw Anthony said Bard. The one that I felt like a Verdict. I think it's probably more overstable than a Verdict, but the feel was kind of like that. So, yeah, there you go. Doc says, question, as a recreational player, should I work with fewer discs in different plastics or more discs in Lucid, which is my favorite plastic? If you have a plastic that fits in your hand better than others, stick with that, unless you find a really compelling reason to use a different one, right? Eric McCabe throws almost all Lucid plastic because that's what he likes the most. I don't really care between Lucid, Bio, and Fusion, which I use. I like the flights that are different between different molds. So I'll just choose the one that I think flies the best. But if you have one that you already like, I would stick to that. That's easy.
All right, we're running out of time here. We've been on the air for quite a while, so we're going to go through. We have one more question that we could go through before we end this? I don't know that we have one, do we?
I mean, I could come up with one, but we can do it next time. My question is higher up. Hold on.
Hot
you got
take.
it? Okay, thank you. Is this going to
Turkey? Do you have to have turkey on Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's what Thanksgiving meals are, turkey. Also, I saw somebody, I'm glad that you said this, because let's get into this.
Let's do it.
I saw somebody say that ham is verifiably better than turkey on Thanksgiving. And
In what way?
That is false.
Ham is good,
I like ham fine.
but it ain't no turkey.
Turkey is just, it's the best. That's all there is to it. He's answering a question.
Oh, okay. No, turkey tastes better. Turkey is, I also feel a little more versatile when it comes to leftovers or what you can do with turkey. Of course, you got your turkey on the day of Thanksgiving where you eat as a turkey. You can put little turkey but little turkey pieces in dressing.
Heck yeah.
To liven that up. Of course, the turkey sandwich you're going to have, you can have a ham sandwich, but there's something about a turkey sandwich. on a nice roll
Ooh.
with
Ooh.
sometimes I put cheese, but sometimes I'll put a little bit of mayo.
Okay,
I like that.
I can get
I
behind
like
that.
that. I
I can
like
get
it
behind
that.
that. You know what I started putting on my turkey sandwiches? The gravy.
I could go with
Come
I could go
on,
with that.
bro. Come on. Just super fast. A couple of comments to go along with this. Tanner says Ham is the fullback. It's only there in a support role.
There you
It's
go.
not the star. It's the support role. Sorry, one question above that. This is an actual question. Diggin' DG. Will a commander pardon me. Trying to read too quickly. Will
Hey-o.
a commander bag fit in the regular Zuka backpack cart? It will, but you'll lose some of the side pocket capacity. So the water bottle holders and the zip pockets, you won't be able to access quite as easily. Back to the turkey questions. Mr. Drew says, even the vegans/vegetarians have fake turkey. That's how much turkey is important.
Exactly. Jerome is going off the hinges again.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it.
How about roast beef
what?
on Thanksgiving? I mean, I could see it as
I ain't trying to go
again,
to Arby's on Thanksgiving. I got turkey. I got
We
my
know they
turkey.
got the meats, but turkey is the meats for Thanksgiving. It is in a supporting role. I can get that, but as the main event, no, not roast beef on Thanksgiving.
Ooh, that's a good question, Anthony. The real question, cranberry sauce or no?
I don't like cranberry sauce.
See, I don't like it, but I understand the people who do.
Okay, who are those people?
Well, my grandmother is one of them.
Nope.
But
I'm
also
out on
like
cranberry.
She got some other stuff going on. She yeah.
Missing Letter asks, I got some crap from my friends last weekend because I have 3 explorers, 3 felons,
Okay.
and 3 trespasses. Is this many repeats in your bag actually abnormal?
No.
No, that's not. Those aren't. How is those repeats?
I mean, I have
repeats like 3 felons. 3. No,
Yeah.
they're gonna be. I mean, if that's your game, if you just really love the way they fly, but they're different plastics, so they throw a little different, or they're beat in different stages of beat in. One's a little more new than the other, so it might not fly quite the same. But you still like the feel of that particular disc when you throw it. No, I say go for it.
Scarlett says, as long as there is stuffing, mashed potatoes, and gravy, those are the important things. I'll agree with you. The staples of my Thanksgiving meal, as if it matters what I think when I show up and someone else has prepared the food and I say thank you and eat the food. The staples for me, turkey, dressing, I call it stuffing, but lots of people call it dressing. And I call it stuffing even if it's not stuffed in the turkey, just so we're on the same page.
I swear, if my mom were to enter her dressing or stuffing into a contest somewhere, she would win. She makes the best stuffing.
Yeah. I could dig
Not even close from a box. Not even it is the furthest removed from boxed stuffing.
Okay.
That can be.
Hold on. Back to the cornerstones.
Oh, what?
Turkey.
Stuffing.
Gravy.
Mashed
potatoes.
Overall. Or the gravy overall.
That's really all I need. Anything else, that's good on top. Some people love green bean casserole and say it's a must. I don't need it. I'm good with it. I'm glad it exists.
I'm so ready for Thanksgiving.
I don't need it. But let me tell you about a side that my wife makes and that her family makes, which is out of this world. Okay. Sweet potatoes. On top of that, brown sugar.
Oh, yes. Sweet potato
top.
casserole.
Well, yeah, but this is...
Oh, is it different?
It's probably just sweet potato casserole. But but theirs is really
but
good.
it's not as dramatic as...
Yeah.
if
I don't
already
get to
said what
describe it.
Right.
Like, they also have pecans from their trees that are in their yard that they put on there. It's slap yo mama good.
Is it good? What about
See, I already got enough sweet on there. I don't need the extra marshmallows. But respect. Oh, no sugar, just marshmallows. Respect. Big time respect.
another one that's I was talking to Jackie and she said what was it? I think it was a potato casserole or a potato cheese casserole. I think it was.
Oh, cheesy potatoes?
Is it cheesy potato?
Dude,
Scarlett, if you're near Jackie, ask her. It's a cheesy potato casserole or something like that. Is that a staple for people on here?
As long as I got mashed potatoes, whether they have cheese or not, irrelevant to me.
Okay, so we've just some other ones that I've seen that are like
Tim says pumpkin pie. Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, no, that's dessert. We haven't got to dessert yet.
Okay.
Okay,
I don't love
this is the
pumpkin
main
pie,
meal.
Okay.
What about deviled eggs?
No, pass.
Because you don't like them, or you don't think it goes with it. I don't think it's a staple, but it's to me it's like if the table you have a huge table and you've got a turkey in the middle.
Okay, it makes sense.
And it's the thing that you pass around.
It makes sense, but like, why would I take up space on my plate for something that is clearly not as good as other things on the table?
Because it's the whole reason that you put cheese on something and then you put a sauce on it, because together, separately they're not bad, but together,
no, pass.
It's like a symphony.
Yeah,
Isn't that how they explain it on Ratatouille?
That's fine, but guess what? Yeah, that's true. That's fine, but guess what else? Like, cheese is good by itself.
Correct.
Right? Butter, typically good. Like, you find butter in lots of good things.
Some people
deviled
eat butter.
eggs on their own, not good.
Oh,
it doesn't get to be. It doesn't get to be in a symphony.
Then you haven't had the right deviled egg.
Yeah, and I won't, because that's gross.
No, it's good. So let's move on to desserts.
Okay.
Obviously, pumpkin pie. You're
Dude,
gonna have
homemade scalloped potatoes. I would
those
get down on those. Dig in. That could be an acceptable substitute for mashed potatoes for me.
Green bean, yes, green bean casserole. Yes, Jackie, you said green bean casserole, but you said something else. There was something else I thought you said. There was like a potato cheesy. Anyway, desserts. We've moved on to desserts.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you my favorite. I will say pumpkin pie is a staple. I don't love it, but it is a staple, and if it doesn't exist at a Thanksgiving, I will say there should probably be a good substitute for it. For me, that substitute goes in the form of two things. One,
what?
Pecan pie.
I don't like pecan pie.
Well, you're stupid.
Fight me.
And two,
but I'm out on
apple
pecan pie.
I will crush apple pie 24/7.
I should bring
peach cobbler. I will crush it.
I should bring some of my mom's apple pie. Again, my mom's just an award-winning cook. But she makes an apple pie, and she puts, she's going to kill me if I get this wrong. I believe she puts a sour cream in there.
Oh, okay, pass on that.
But it's delicious. I think it's sour cream.
Minced meat pie. Did you mean to say meat pie, Joe? Ooh, I'm not a meat pie fan. I have had a haggis before, and when I hear meat pie, that's the only thing I can think
of. A haggis? That sounds like your aunt's haggis.
Do you know
Aunt Haggis is coming for dinner?
Do you know what haggis is? Do you know what haggis is?
No.
Yeah, it's like intestines and like, yeah. We had it in Scotland.
And?
It wasn't, of course it was gross. But that's all I think when I hear meat pie. I only think of haggis, and I'm not interested in that. Okay, Dig and DG, you're hitting the non-traditional Thanksgiving things for me, but I'm 100% on board with the suggestions that you're making. So scalloped
peanut
potatoes,
butter pie?
Heck yeah. But peanut butter pie, I will dominate any and all peanut butter pies and then go take a nap. Nap is a staple of Thanksgiving.
Okay, we're not there yet.
What?
So another dessert that my mother makes that I have made for people here is my mom's cherry cheese delight.
That's pretty good.
Well, but you don't like cherry, so you don't get the whole thing. So the cherry cheese delight's it's like cream cheese with condensed milk, a little bit of lemon, freshly squeezed lemon, obviously cream cheese, and then there's something else I may be forgetting. And then you put cherry topping on, but you don't use graham cracker crust. You use like an old-fashioned crust. Delicious.
Yeah, it was.
Robert
good.
doesn't like the cherry, so his opinion doesn't count because again, a symphony of flavors. You have to have it all together.
I like that Anthony put. Someone asked if we were in the after show, and he said we're deep into after show territory.
This is deep. This is the end of the day. This is deep. Almost the end of the day after show. It's key lime pie. That's good. Oh, pumpkin pie. I want to get back to pumpkin pie because pumpkin cheesecake. Have you had pumpkin cheesecake? It is now the one I had at a hospital that I used to work at back in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. I had pumpkin cheesecake, the most amazing, like the best little bit of hint of like a gingery pumpkin-y taste. Magnifique.
Okay, let's get past all the food and get to the important part. If you don't nap on Thanksgiving Day, did you even Thanksgiving?
Did you even eat?
No, you didn't. You've made a huge mistake. If you watch all of the football games on Thanksgiving Day and don't fall asleep for at least a second, specifically on the couch, did you even Thanksgiving? No, you didn't. That's all I have to say about that.
And if you didn't at least give a little snore or a snort, then you haven't reached that deep sleep where
Bobby, not everybody snores.
No,
okay,
there's not even snore, but maybe like the just even like that breathe.
Bobby, not everybody does that.
Then you're not sleeping.
Oh.
Actually, I'm
You
not
are sleeping.
Actually, you're quite the opposite. You're not sleeping.
Yes, that's correct.
But that's what I imagine. I imagine sitting in a recliner.
Oh, dude, Tommy Lejeune just joined.
Lejeune? What's
Just
up,
kidding,
Lejeune?
Tommy.
Hey,
Tommy,
did you know what I learned
appreciate
something
it,
in North
man.
Carolina? If you're from the North Carolina area or a Marine, let's see if you get with this, okay? So I went to, in the Marine Corps, I went to Camp Lejeune, right? Right? Look it up. Let's look it up. Look up Camp Lejeune.
How do you spell it?
That's the whole point why I'm looking it up. So I was in North Carolina talking to, it's spelled Lejeune, right? So, and I don't know if this guy, I don't know why he would lie to me, but it was the Innova guy. He was the representative out there. I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry that I don't remember your name. Because it was a Dynamic Discs and Innova Discs sponsored event out at the Campership Classic.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Anyway, he's from that area, so I said, he's asked me if I'd been in North Carolina. I said, no, only when I was in the Marine Corps and I went to Camp Lejeune. And he said that the Lejeune family, Lejeune, were upset that people were calling it Lejeune, so they make people say Lejeune.
Well, yeah, it's French, right?
But there's no R. There's no R in there. There's no aura.
No, it's because the way that English, like especially American English speakers hear French, it inserts sounds in there that aren't native to our language that can sound like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's the way that if a French speaker heard us speak, our sounds sound different than theirs, so they might, like, if they were writing them phonetically, they'd probably write them differently than we speak them.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Which
It's like Spanish. Like jalapenos isn't an H.
Yes.
Jalapeno, that's true. I hadn't thought that deep. Of course, I don't normally think that deep anyway, so.
Also, you can count on French to be a very interesting sounding language unless you've learned it natively. I think it's pretty hard to pick up the accent well.
Now his name is not Lejeune. It's going to be Tommy Camp Lejeune.
Sorry, Tommy.
All right, I think that's enough craziness. Dutch apple pie or cheesecake? I've only heard it pronounced the way Bobby is saying it. Yes, Lejeune. I've heard people argue about how to say the name. Bobby, I say it how I think it looks right. If they don't like it, heck with them. That's basically my entire Disc Golf Answer Man show. I say the things the way I want to say them. If you don't like it, what the heck with you?
Yeah, and if you don't like it, then I'll correct it for you promptly.
And Robert will correct it. Now I'm hunting rabbits. Not a single person says Lehesgia?
Bunch of sounds. It's Lejeune. This is the South. Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
That's
There you
fair.
go. Okay.
Guys, that's it. We done did it.
We done did it. We out here. We're not out of here, but anyway, we're out
But
of here.
but I am going to be out of here until next week. So,
So,
if you
but-
have burning questions in the meantime, drop them in the Disc Golf Answer Man group, and we will answer them next week. I will not be answering any over the
So I do want to take a real quick minute to, it is Thanksgiving. We had a lot of fun and things like that. But I do want to say that I am very, very, very grateful and very thankful for all of our Disc Golf Answer fans.
Yes.
If you're listening or you're watching, we're always thankful throughout the year. But this is just the time to recognize that. And I would suggest that this Thanksgiving season that you do take this time to be grateful and thankful. Something that I've been learning a lot about is that we are in a time of excess. Everything is at our fingertips. Information, clothes, material things are at our disposal, and we are becoming a culture that we are not quite satisfied, and we need to learn to be content with what we have. So this Thanksgiving, be content with what you have. You may not be in a situation that you particularly like right now. Things might be going a little rough for you right now, and just know that this is just a season, and this too shall pass. But be thankful for what you have right now, and make sure you give the ones closest to you, your family and friends, a hug and tell them that you love them. Cool?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. We'll
Thank
see
you.
ya.
We'll see you next week.
Be out of here.
Yeah, we out here, and also we out of here.